What's up, Spaceship Maniacs? I'm back with some unfinished business. A few months ago I worked on this CIS Lucrehulk model. I tried some new things, fiber optics, LEDs, but unfortunately it didn't really work out the way I hoped it would. There were some design flaws. The interior is very hard to reach, which directly resulted in only one LED working. So I went back behind my computer working on the model. I split up the body and now the interior is easily accessible. I will make a very clean and overseeable circuit, and I purchased better quality fiber optics which do not curl, so I'm expecting better results with that as well. And to make this video a little bit more interesting, we're going to make it twice the size. The digital files of this model are available at my Etsy store. I will link it in the description. It will include a build manual, and of course you're going to watch every minute of this video, so nothing will go wrong during the assembly. Alright, this part is by far the most difficult to remove. The amount of support is absolutely huge in this one, and I already broke one of the connectors while trying to remove it, so I really have to be careful with this one. I keep underestimating how much work removing the support is. But we're done.
It's resistance.
So now that we removed all the supports, we are going to glue together all the bottom parts, which are these parts with the walls, and these parts are the top parts, and we're also going to glue together the top parts, but first we're going to focus on the bottom. Okay, so the difficulty in gluing this together is making sure that it's aligned very well and reduce the seams as much as possible. So what I first try to do is glue the body connector to the bottom parts so they are connected. When it's stuck, the glue is dried. I will just put some glue over here and on the edges to make sure that it's aligned properly. Alright, now we got the first bottom arm done, and now we can do the second one. Okay, so now we got the bottom part fixed together and all the seams are okay to me. We'll always have some seams. I'm satisfied. Look at this absolute monstrosity. This thing is going to be big. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so now we can start at the top part. I'll do exactly the same. Fix everything together before we go to the inside and work on the fiber optics and the wires. And I hope when I glued everything together that it will fit perfectly and seamlessly. But before we go to start at the top part, let's get the old one and compare it to the new one. This thing fits almost inside this area over here. It's absolutely massive. Oh, this thing is going to be great. Okay, so now I'm just curious how it will fit. Okay. Not really connecting over here, but it does fit. So let's go and connect all the other ones. I got a little bit of offset at the rear, but for the rest it's okay. Got some bigger seams as well over here, but we'll have to live with it. Now that we got the main hull done, we can start drilling holes into the sides for the fiber optics. I'll have to take a look how many I can do with these 3 bundles. We'll have to see. I will start by marking all the positions I want to drill and unpack one of these bundles and see how many length I got, so I can have a rough estimation on how many we can do. In the previous model, I had all my LEDs at the rear near the engines, but this time I want the LED that's supplying, for example, this section of the model with light. I want that LED to be glued somewhere over here and then have all the fiber optics run to it over there, and in that way I hope to make it a little bit more organized. just getting started and I already destroyed 2 drills and now I have 3 to go. So I have to be really cautious with this. So drilling the holes was very difficult and I broke a lot of drills, and that's because for the people that are not familiar with 3D printing, if you have a wall like this, you do not print everything because that will take a very long time. So what you do is you print the walls and the top and you leave the inside empty. Maybe you have some infill for extra rigidity. But that means when I drill, I have to go through 2 walls, and I did drill through all the first walls. But when I had to drill through the second wall, the entire body starts to shake and a lot of oscillation, and that caused the drill to break off. So I had to either be very cautious, and yeah, it took a very long time. So actually I quit working on this model for a few weeks, and then I thought of a new solution, and that's just a hand drill. So I have more control and this one does not break. So the only thing I have to do is drill through the second wall. You don't want to believe how much effort that took me doing this all by hand. It almost gave me blisters, but we have all the holes in the main body, so now I can add fiber optics. After 3 days of hard labor, all the fiber optics are installed into the main body, and now it's just the core ship and the part that connects the core ships to the main body. Now all the fiber optics are done. One thing I need to make sure is that all the bundles of fiber optics are cut equally, so I can put a heat shrinkable tube onto it and then insert a LED, and then we can work on the electronic circuit. So I'm not going to do the electronics right now because I'm still waiting for some components, and I think it's better if I will add all the details such as the hangar base and the antennas to the model.
So at this point I discovered that I didn't assemble the body correct. Two of the antennas are now closer together at both sides, and top and bottom. Not the biggest problem, so we'll just continue.
We have now come at the point where in the previous CIS Lucrehulk project it went completely wrong, and that's the electronic part. Especially the soldering. That's probably the thing that went wrong. Just as the last time, I will connect them parallel, and this time I will as well light the hangar base with a blue LED, making it a little bit more interesting. So I have to drill holes into the hangar base, and for the big hangar base I will use the 5mm LED, and for the smaller hangar base I will use a 3mm. I will also sand the LED so it diffuses the light. So we got most of the circuit done. I still have to do the core ship and the engines, which is a lot of work as well. But first I want to paint it, and for example, before I insert LEDs into the engines, it's very important that I have painted everything. Now let's see what happens if I connect the battery to this circuit. Okay, that looks very good. Now I can fix the LEDs using glue. So the ground layer has been dried and now we can turn this thing into a true piece of art. I'm going to use the airbrush to make a very interesting paint job. This time I will try to use a marker to create panel lines. Last time I used the airbrush, but I think a marker will give me more control. Not sure if it's going to work, but we'll see.
Soldier Rex.
I experimented a little bit with two types of markers, one thick and one very thin, and with the thin marker I really tried to create all the panels that I could find on an image found on the internet. But unfortunately this looks way too sloppy, so I will just use the thick marker and do the major outlining of some of the panels and leave all the smaller panels.
Show me the one whose safety deems such destruction. This is the way.
have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. This isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now.
You would be wise to surrender.
Yeah, probably.
For comparison, once again, the old version. This is the new version printed at 200%. The STL files will be available on my Etsy store, and I will also include a simple build manual, link in the description. This is by far the best model I've made until this day, but this is not where it's going to end. Consider supporting me on Patreon so I can make even bigger and better models. You can also support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And what do you want me to make in the next video? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. This is SpaceshipMania, signing out.